RTOC, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen of our media. Allow me to take this opportunity to convey our heartfelt condolences to the families who lost loved ones during the 42 days of the festive season's Arrive Alive campaign, and our well wishes to all those who are still recuperating in hospitals and at home. I also convey a word of gratitude and appreciation to all law enforcement officers, emergency services, and health professionals who worked long hours, sacrificing family time to help us save lives on our roads. We have just concluded one of the most challenging festive season campaigns, which stretched our resources to the limit, putting a strain on our law enforcement operations. Over this past festive season, we saw some of the most heart-wrenching crashes, claiming many lives in a single crash. On 12 January, a head-on collision claimed 17 lives and injured 8 on the N1 near Mokopong, Limpopo. The bus driver lost his life along with the passengers due to the bus catching fire that entrapped them inside immediately after impact. In another crash in Mpumalanga, which claimed the life of Emalahleni municipality mayor, 3 people died. We have seen a total of 34 major crashes, accounting for 223 fatalities. This is in contrast with the 13 major crashes responsible for 72 fatalities. Despite the challenges, we remained resolute and persevered it all. It is also important to appreciate that festive season campaign is not implemented in a vacuum, but is firmly located within a broader safety campaign 365 days action agenda. This is anchored on policy framework that is rooted in law and reinforced by a social pact with the motoring public and organs of civil society to change behavior on our roads. Our arsenal of interventions aimed at delivering a reduction of 25% of fatalities on our roads includes policy and legislative interventions. The design of our road traffic management system is premised on the appreciation that while provincial roads, traffic and parking fall within the ambit of exclusive provincial legislative competence, maintaining national norms and standards is necessary to ensure effective performance by municipalities of their executive authority. This is equally true of maintaining economic unity of the Republic and arrest the negative impact of road fatalities and crashes on the economy. There is no better illustration of the need to maintain economic unity of the Republic than the reality that the long-term liabilities of the Road Accident Fund are now government's largest contingent liability. We anticipate that claims against the RAF will increase to 518.7 billion in 2023-2024 financial year. A fragmented system that fails to recognize the importance of a system grounded on national norms and standards in order to maximize its effectiveness will only result in chaos and serve as a perverse incentive for unlawful behavior. This principle is evident in all our laws that regulate road traffic matter in the country, with the primary legislation regulating road traffic being the National Road Traffic Act of 1996. This law is further bolstered by the Road Traffic Management Act of 1998, which establishes establishes an institutional arrangement that recognizes the executive authority of provinces and municipalities. The Administrative Adjudication of Road Traffic Offense, ARTO, provides an adjudication system for infringements of the rules of road determined by the National Road Traffic Act. ARTO is the final piece of the puzzle in the implementation of a new road traffic management system by the democratic state. The importance of ARTO in driving behavior change of motorists and providing disincentives for unbecoming conduct cannot be overemphasized. It is for this reason that we have decided to appeal the ruling of the Pretoria High Court declaring the ARTO Act unconstitutional and invalid. As we continue to use legislative instruments to strengthen the road traffic regulatory framework, Parliament is currently seized with the proposed amendments to the National Road Traffic Act to reduce the permissible alcohol limit for motorists. I did refer to this last year, and then I'm reiterating again this year that part of our legislative intervention includes the amendment of this act to reduce the permissible of alcohol limit for motorists, and this is before Parliament. And I think in the plan of Parliament in terms of legislative intervention this year, this will come to fruition. We believe this is an important element in our efforts to arrest the scourge of fatalities on our roads. The plight of the trucking industry remains on our radar, as it plays an important role in contributing to the country's economic growth. We have begun the process to amend our national road traffic regulations in order to regulate professional driving permits, both within South Africa, SADC, Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, and the East African Community. This will culminate in the standardization as well as harmonization of protocols with member states of these communities. We will continue to give impetus to our 24/7, 365 days campaign with high visibility of our integrated law enforcement activities across the country. To this end, I have taken a decision to monitor road accident fatalities monthly in the Republic, starting from March 2022, and then culminating into high peak of festive season as well as Easter holidays. Accidents, crashes occur in our roads every day and monthly. The only time we get up to speed with these crashes is only during festive season and Easter holidays. It is therefore imperative, if we implement 365 days and 24/7 implementation of law enforcement, that we monitor road crashes and fatalities on our roads monthly. From 1st December 2021 to 11 January 2022, we announced various measures that were to be undertaken as part of our festive season campaign aimed at promoting safety on our roads. We also called upon South Africans to observe and obey the rules of the road and behave in a manner that will save life and limb. Our 2021 festive season enforcement targets place great emphasis on speed reduction, seat belt and restraint compliance, drunk driving, pedestrian safety, and patrolling identified dangerous roads and routes at the time when dangerous conditions are prevalent or dangerous behavior is known to occur. A significant amount of financial resources were invested to promote awareness, intensify law enforcement interventions, exponentially increase visibility of our law enforcement officers. The back-to-back extended long weekends that characterized the 2021 festive season posed a big challenge to road safety, and the rainy weather proved to be a complicating factor. According to the South African Weather Service, heavy rains measuring between 100 and 200 millimeters fell in many provinces during the month of December 2021. In some provinces, torrential rainfalls measuring between 200 and 500 millimeters were experienced, resulting in damage to infrastructure, including roads and bridges. While we note this objective reality, we must equally accept that in a significant number of instances, the competence of our drivers leaves much to be desired. The fact that an overwhelming majority of fatal crashes were because of a single motor vehicle overturning and head-on collisions requires of us to pay serious attention to the competence of our drivers. Our interventions going forward will pay serious attention to this. During the festive season campaign, our traffic law enforcement officers conducted 651 roadblocks throughout the country. They issued 264.690 fines for various traffic offenses. Of particular interest is that 21,431 of these fines were for drivers who failed to wear seat belts, while 22,766 were for people who were driving without licenses. It is our intention to ensure that the law abides, and driving on our roads without a driving license carries a heavy penalty. Otherwise, the mooted points demerit system will make no difference in driver license behavior. A total of 4,251 unroadworthy vehicles were discontinued, with 4,073 vehicles were impounded. To clamp down on drunken driving, speed, and on other violations, the officers arrested 6,169 motorists, and 1,580 of these were for drunken driving. A total of 605 drivers were arrested for driving under excessive speed of between 190 kilometers per hour to well above 220 kilometers per hour. The highest speed star was arrested in Limpopo, traveling at 225 kilometers an hour. Driving under the influence of alcohol, failure to wear a seat belt, excessive speeding, disregarding road conditions and signs reflect the negative conduct that contributes to fatalities on our roads. This is the reason why human factors contributed 79% to the occurrence of fatal crashes, while road factors contributed 11% and vehicle factors 10%. A driver with the highest alcohol level of 2.43 milligram was arrested in Johannesburg on 22nd December 2021. Our festive season campaign statistics reveal that road fatalities increased in 7 provinces and declined in 2 provinces. And this is interesting because these are the provinces that carries the number of fatalities every year. And the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal are the only provinces that recorded a decline in fatalities, while the Northern Cape and Western Cape recorded the highest percentage increases in fatalities. The main causes of the road fatalities during this period were jaywalking, speeding, wet or slippery road surfaces, overtaking across barrier lines, and poor visibility. A total of 1,685 fatalities were recorded over this festive season period, which is a 14% increase on the previous period. The Eastern Cape recorded the largest decline in fatalities with a reduction of 7.9% or 210 fatalities compared to the same period last year when it had 228 fatalities. We want to congratulate and commend the Eastern Cape leadership for the sterling work they marshaled their troops towards the attainment of this significant reduction. But nonetheless, 200 people, 100 people dying on the road is too much a number. Similarly, KwaZulu-Natal recorded a significant 6.5% decline in fatalities. The province recorded 275 fatalities as compared to 294 in the same period last year. We can only say keep up the good work. It is disturbing to note that the Northern Cape recorded the highest increase of 97%, moving from 33 fatalities in the previous period to 65 in this period. The Western Cape equally recorded a massive 55.6% increase in the percentage of fatalities, moving from 133 fatalities the previous period to 207 in this period. We need to get to the root cause of these fatalities increase and address it in a decisive manner. Northwest recorded a 25.3% increase, moving from 95 fatalities in previous period to 119 in this period. Mpumalanga recorded an increase of 24.3%, moving from 152 fatalities in the previous period to 189 in this period. Limpopo recorded a 16.5 increase, moving from 194 fatalities in the previous period to 226 in this period. Gauteng recorded a 15.5% increase, moving from 238 fatalities in the previous period to 275 in this period. Free State recorded the lowest increase of 7.2%, moving from 111 fatalities in the previous period to 119 in this period. What is alarming is that we have had more fatalities per crash this year compared to the previous periods. This resulted in high passenger fatalities this year compared to the previous period. Passenger fatalities constituted 38% in the current period compared to the previous 32%, meaning there's been an increase in passenger fatalities. Pedestrian fatalities significantly decreased from 41% previously to 31% in the current reporting period. Driver fatalities increased from 27% in the previous period to 28% in this period, while cyclist fatalities increased from 1% in the previous period to 3% in the current period. Most fatal crashes involved light motor vehicle, followed by light delivery vehicles, minibuses and trucks. The figures indicated that many vehicles involved in fatal crashes had a higher number of occupants, and most crashes occurred between 17 hours and 19 hours, particularly on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Light motor vehicle cars contributed 49% to the total crashes, followed by light delivery vehicles at 17%. Minibus vehicles contributed 8% and trucks account for 6%. The taxi and freight industries must do more to reduce the number of crashes caused by their vehicles, as they contributed higher fatalities per crash compared to other vehicles. Necessary actions will be taken to turn the situation around, building on the previous and recent experiences. The department will continue to improve its enforcement policies and strategies and upscale public safety campaigns. The finalization of the classification of traffic policing as a 7-day job will receive our topmost priority. In addressing driver competency and putting in place measures to eliminate fraud, we are making significant progress in rolling out computerized learners testing. Through the RTMC, we are augmenting the capacity of driving license testing centers and will be launching online services in February 2022 to improve service delivery and minimize the need for a motorist to visit the DLTC a number of times. And the launch of this will happen on the 14th of February 2022. This has already been gazetted. This is after 21 years that this will come into fruition and implementation. This is a significant and a game changer in our efforts to improve our drivers' license regime in the Republic. This will mean motorists are able to access services in the comfort of their homes, those who can afford to do so. Processes to digitalize driving license renewal procedures are in the pipeline and will result in a paperless process. This will include online eye testing, where the eye test result will be automatically uploaded and linked to the user application. Long-term interventions include integration of driving license simulators into the testing procedures. This will entail testing the motorist level of knowledge of the motor vehicle and the rules of the road before actually getting into the vehicle. The recording of the driving license testing and digitalizing test results will also be part of this innovation. This will also include a new functionality to complete the renewal of driving license online. We have, with the publication of the 2022 RTMC regulations on 14 January 2022, taken the first step towards implementing measures to curb lawlessness on our roads. The regulations, among others, include online services to the public for booking for learner's license tests, renewal of driver's licenses, motor vehicle registration and licensing, as well as online vehicle license renewals. This will aid in addressing the corruption associated with the issuing of these licenses and or rendering of the services. As I conclude, I must recognize and thank those South Africans who continue to obey the laws of the road and made it to your destinations without any accident. This they achieve by simply adhering to the rules of the road, driving within the speed limit, buckling up, avoiding the use of cell phones while driving, use roadworthy vehicles, remaining calm irrespective of challenges confronting them on the roads, taking regular stops when you are driving long distances to avoid fatigue and avoiding the use of alcohol while driving, achieving the goals that we set for ourselves and achieving a 25% reduction in our road facilities remain a daunting task that we must tackle collectively. We must stay the course if we are to succeed and work together to change behavior that perpetuates lawlessness. We will now commence with the task of planning for the next peak travel period by ensuring that we allocate resources appropriately, that we plan and manage over time, and we reduce fatalities every day of the year. Though the picture may seem bleak and the hope for those who lost their loved ones may seem like a faint light in a distant horizon, we remain steadfast in our commitment to confront lawlessness and rogue behavior on our roads. We will forever be inspired to tell the truth no matter what the circumstances might be. Let me once again reiterate what our fellow freedom fighter Amilcar Cabral once said: hide nothing from the masses of our people, tell no lies, expose lies whenever they are told, mask no difficulties, mistakes and failures, claim no easy victories. We all shoulder the responsibility to ensure that our behavior saves lives and limb on our roads and will become our brothers and sisters keeper. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister, for releasing the 2021 festive statistics. At this stage, ladies and gentlemen, we will allow members of the media to pose questions in relation to the statement, and the panel with the minister will also take some of the questions that are relevant to you. When you raise your hand, I request you to give us your name and the media house you're representing. We'll take a couple of questions before we get the panel to respond. The first one. Before you ask the questions, can we just check other hands? That's the only hand for now.
Regarding the outdoor challenge, have you already filed papers or you still working on those papers? And then in terms of the road crashes and the fatality, do you think, is it because last year we had more people traveling to their holiday destinations compared to 2020? That could have led to what we currently see in terms of the high number of people dying compared to the previous year. And also, I missed it on the...
Last year?
In 2021, in this period, we had more people dying. But in 2020, the numbers were low. Yeah. The question now is, would you attribute that to the fact that more people were on the road going to their various destinations compared to 2020? And also, I just want you to amuse it when you're talking about the speedster and the person who was caught with having drank so much and driving. Can you help us with those percentages? Thank you.
Is there any other question? There's a hand to that side.
Monia Abdallah from UNCN. Just a quick one. We just want to hear, in terms of fatalities, unfortunately we couldn't hear it. If the minister can just give us the details in terms of numbers, we couldn't pick up the numbers.
Fatalities in relation to each province?
Nationally.
Nationally. There's no other hand, and I will then invite the minister. to answer.
They want me to repeat. Can you bring the... Yeah, they want me to repeat the fatalities. Thank you very much. Manungelo. After we are going to file papers, we are going to appeal. Simple as that. We are going to appeal. We have not done that yet, but media has been asking what are we going to do. I've explained in the statement why we are going to appeal, because we believe in the demerit system and incentivizing the drivers who are doing well and those who are not. We subject them to the demerit system. Outer and others don't agree with us about that, and the courts have said Arto is unconstitutional, so we are appealing that. We are appealing that outcome. Simple as that. Yes, more people were on the road this particular festive season, precisely because we are at level 1. And the curfew had been done away with, and people were traveling and so on all over the country. Indeed, in 2020, the drop in the numbers, we did explain that could be because of the lockdown and the fact that there were restrictions in terms of traveling and all of that. But we must be safe on the road, irrespective of the fact that we are in a lockdown or not in a lockdown. We must be safe on the road, and that is what I want the whole thing. Yeah, please. The road fatalities, a total of 1,685 fatalities were recorded over this festive season, which is 14% increase on the previous period. The Eastern Cape recorded the largest decline in fatalities, with a reduction of 7.9%, or 210 fatalities, compared to the same period last year, when it had 228 fatalities. And then followed by KwaZulu-Natal, which also recorded a significant 6.5% decline in fatalities. The province recorded 275 fatalities as compared to 294 in the same period last year. It is the Northern Cape and the Western Cape that recorded the highest increase. The Northern Cape increase is 97%, moving from 33 fatalities in the previous period to 65 in this period. The Western Cape equally recorded a massive 55.6% increase in the percentage of fatalities, moving from 133 fatalities the previous period to 207 in this period. Northwest recorded 25.3% increase, moving from 95 fatalities in the previous period to 119 in this period. Mpumalanga recorded an increase of 24.3%, moving from 152 fatalities in the previous period to 189 in this period. Limpopo recorded 16.5%, from 194 to 226. Free State recorded the lowest increase, 7.2%, from 111 to 119. So there's also an increase of pedestrians in terms of the total number, what we have witnessed, because you would have known that the increase of pedestrians was the highest in every statistics that we announce every year. A driver with the highest alcohol level is 2.43 milligram, 2.43 mg, and he was arrested in Johannesburg on the 22nd of December 2021. The highest speed star was arrested in Limpopo, traveling at 225 kilometers an hour. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. If there are no further questions, we will then we'll take a break and then allow requests for one-on-ones. There's also colleagues, MECs who are available for one-on-one interviews as the statistics lead to the way forward. So between myself and SA to coordinate then your request for one-on-one interviews. This brings us to the end of this part of our session, colleagues. So can we then have an invitation to the request for one-on-ones for the Minister and the
Are you in a capacity of the capacity? To wake up. Yeah.